Okay, so me and Anya just come back from watching M3gan, and God, it wasn't what I was actually expecting. Let's look in the M3gan.
Come on, show the movie!
Hey! Down in front! Nine!
So M3gan is a new Blumhouse horror movie produced by James Wan, and it's basically about a little girl whose parents unfortunately died in a car accident, and her auntie has taken her in, who works at a toy company who develops artificial intelligence style type of toys, but she's starting to develop this new AI robot called M3gan, and this is where a lot of shenanigans start to ensue once we're introduced to M3gan. Now look, I want to be perfectly honest with you guys about this movie. If you guys are expecting Child's Play or like Chucky vibes from this movie, yeah, you are going to get that in the trailers and also probably from, you know, the looks of the posters and that. Trust me, when you walk into this movie, it is exactly not like that at all. Like, it is zero like Chucky. Trust me, it is definitely not. First of all, I want to say really good things about this movie, because honestly, I really thoroughly enjoyed watching this movie. I mean, yeah, it's kind of odd that it's a new horror movie that's rated M or PG-13 for the Americans and is released in January. It's a bit odd to see something like that, but honestly, for a movie that's surprisingly tame for a horror movie, does have a lot of really disturbing moments in it, and I was really intrigued with how this movie was just building up from start to finish. But so here's another thing about this movie as well. Like, even though it is M or PG-13, depending on where you're living, honestly, like some of the horror elements in this movie were pretty decent. And especially when you're watching the movie, there are quite a number of jump scares, which surprisingly enough did catch me off guard. But another thing too that I really like about this movie as well, it had a bit of a theme where it comes to the reliance of AI technology or just new adapted, you know, high-tech type of products that just come into our world that we just absolutely rely on. Like, I love that little message that had in it, especially when you're dealing with things like high emotions or, you know, issues that you're sort of dealing with, and also, you know, grieving or loss, you know, stuff like that as perfect examples. And you just sort of use technology or products or something as like an scapegoat. I really like that idea of that running theme, and I mean, it is true. Like, I mean, it is a type of thing that does happen, and it does make you question and think to yourself about that type of scenario after this movie finishes. And also, what I like about this movie as well, it can also be really good as like a one and done movie. And what I do like as well is that it can maybe lead to more later down the track with sequels or something. But honestly, this movie, I feel like it's really good as the way it is, and it honestly should not be turned into a franchise or anything like that. And to me as well, it perfectly captured, you know, everything that I wanted in a horror movie, especially from a James Wan produced movie. I mean, he didn't direct it, but he was involved in it, and honestly, the way that this movie was put together was just absolutely incredible, and I honestly thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was a good movie experience too, I have to admit. Now, overall with M3gan, I do feel like that when you're going into this movie, you're not going to expect it to be a Child's Play copycat. You're not going to expect it to be something that's not unoriginal. Like, I mean, you think of it as like, oh yeah, killer doll movie. No, it's definitely a very different type of movie, and also it does raise a lot of, you know, like messages when it involves things like technology, artificial intelligence, and the horror elements in this movie as well. It's really great, especially for a movie that's, you know, rated M or PG-13. But the overall discussion of this movie as well, I do feel like it is worthy of a rewatch, but it's also a movie that you're going to enjoy. But what did you guys think of M3gan? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow my socials up here as well. And now I'm going to be saying these at the end of these videos. Give me some goddamn M&Ms.